How would you feel as a mother who woke up with 4 children only to end up with 1 living child by the end of the day? That's exactly the story of Amarachi Promise Esomonu in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. This woman had 4 kids who all woke up on the morning of Friday, the 15th of May, 2026. But by evening of that same day, Mrs. Amarachi had only 1 living child, a 2-year-old. She had lost her 10-year-old, her 4-year-old, and her 3-year-old. And no, she didn't lose these kids to a terror attack. She didn't lose these kids to Boko Haram. She didn't lose these kids to ISIS. Mrs. Amarachi was standing right in front of her home when a reckless learner driver veered off the expressway and rammed into her 3 children, killing them all on the spot. This is one of the most heartbreaking stories that we have had to cover on Let's Weigh In. And trust me, we've covered a number of heartbreaking stories, but this takes the entire cake. Mrs. Amarachi Promise, a very young woman, when I was having the conversation with Ogechukwu, we both agreed that this is a woman who probably got married at a very tender age, because looking at her, she shouldn't be more than 35, if she's up to. She's quite young. And this woman already carries grief that is beyond human comprehension. What happened? Mrs. Amarachi was standing in front of her house with her kids. She said they wanted to just, take a stroll or something. And she was standing in front of the apartment when she received a phone call. So she stepped to the side to take the phone call. And while she was on the phone, she heard a devastating sound. Whoa! As she ran out to know what happened, lo and behold, she saw her daughter hit to the side, bleeding. She picked up the daughter and they started running to the hospital, picked up the other daughter, without even realizing that her son had the worst impact and was hidden behind the rubbles. Yes. When all of this was happening, they looked what caused the accident. It was actually an SUV, which was being driven by a young girl who was learning how to drive. And who was the teacher? Her boyfriend. This accident happened, and the driver, the learner driver, came out, and according to Mrs. Amarachi, the first thing the woman did, or the lady did, was to find her wig, which had fallen off on impact. Her wig, the wig. That was her first reaction. Whether that was a shock reaction or whether that was just detachment or lack of empathy, only the woman and probably God above knows. So this brings the question, what was the certification or qualification or driving capacity of the person, the boyfriend who was teaching his girlfriend how to drive? Because from where they veered off the road, there was a transformer there. There were other structures that they would have safely just impact on. But no, they kept going. Did they not see the children standing there? And you hear the video and you hear the pain in the voice of this woman. I think we should play the video. Let's hear what the woman has to say.
Because of a careless driving. All because of a careless driving. This is where the incident happened. This is where the incident happened. And they are not saying anything about it. I lost my 3 kids, 10 years, 4 years, and 3 years. And they are not saying anything about it. They are trying to sweep it. You should not just go like that, though. This is where we were standing. How we connected to the road. And this was where the accident started from. Can you see it? It is where he lost them. I had to pick my son in Testine out from this place. I packed him here. I had to pick my daughter out from this place. And I kept her here. Every day my alarm will ring. Every day my alarm will ring. But there's no kids for me to dress to school. And those people, they are comfortable. They're not saying anything. They are comfortable, enjoying their lives.
I tell you something this morning.
I don't know.
As a mother, I am so heartbroken. And this is a situation that no one should have to go through. And this is especially sad because of where it happened, a country like Nigeria, where people usually are not held accountable for what they do. This woman is crying out to the internet because according to her, it seems as though the law enforcement agents are trying to sweep the matter under the carpet. There is a portion of the news where I heard that she said that the man, the boyfriend, said, I will take care of this. And my question is, what does that mean? You will take care of what? What would you take care of exactly?
3 children.
You will take care of Peculiar's life. Peculiar was 10 years old. You will take care of Chidubem's life. Chidubem was 4 years old. Or you will take care of Chikaima's life. Chikaima was 3 years old. Which one of them would you take care of? This woman had to cry to social media for people to even know what happened and for people to join their voices to begin to demand justice. If it's a country where people actually know that justice will be served, will she need to expose herself even more? This is a woman that should be taken care of somewhere, giving grief counseling and being helped to ensure that her mental state does not deteriorate further. Instead, she is up and about on the internet, seeking justice, granting interviews, making videos to ensure that this matter does not die away.
Because we have a corrupt system where nothing works. Nothing. Every day you wake up, you say, God, may Nigeria not happen to me. God, may Nigeria not. Every day you wake up, say, God, you go out, you come back, you say, God, thank you. Are we going to continue living like animals?
That's the deeper issue in this situation, because we need to dig a little bit deeper. And when we dig deeper, we see a culture where people feel untouchable. If it was in saner countries, this is minimum manslaughter. Minimum. First of all, there is the issue of driving without a license. You are not even supposed to
at night.
At night. You're
when
teaching
they taught us
someone
driving
to drive at night.
Amaka, when they taught us driving, Shebi, you first of all start from street. Small, you be moving small. Before you enter main road.
And even when you enter the road, you are with a qualified instructor who knows what to do when you lose control. Because it's quite easy for a learner driver to mistake the accelerator for, to mistake the brake for the accelerator. They may be trying to brake and they won't realize that their foot is on the accelerator, which is probably what happened with this person. Because when they veered off the road and hit that embankment, she probably was thinking she was pressing the brake, not realizing that she was pressing the accelerator. Now, what was the instructor, her boyfriend instructor by her side, doing
control the steering from where
that time? So already there's the case of driving without a license, which is a grievous offense on its own. Then there is the case of manslaughter, 3 counts of manslaughter. Now, the question is, what recourse does Amarachi have in our system here in Nigeria? What recourse does she have? How is she going to get justice? And before we go on, I want to ask you, and before I ask this question, I'm going to say God forbid, because I know we're all Nigerians and we don't like entertaining such thoughts. But if you were in Amarachi's shoes, what would you do? Tell me in the comments. If you were in Amarachi's shoes and this happened, 3 or 4 children at a time, eaten up by recklessness, carelessness, what would be your first, second, or third course of action?
And the person is saying, I will fix it. Like, you want to fix Amala?
Then, I mean, nobody is going to fault Mrs. Amarachi for standing in front of her house with her 3 children. And you know the painful part? She said the only surviving child, who is 2 years old, is usually one that follows. Like anywhere they are going, she will follow. But that fateful night, she refused to go out with them. She said she wanted to sleep. And she is the only one who survived this massacre. Friday, 15th May 2026 will be a day that will never leave the memory of this woman. And there are a few lessons I would like us to pick out of this. First of all, I need us as a people, because of course our governments, they are not saying this campaign, then consign them. But we as a people, we need to begin to learn how to help people manage grief. Now, I saw a lot of people around her on that day. You could see that they were concerned. You could hear the concern in their voice. When her husband was trying to stop her from making the video, you could hear some women say, no, leave her. Let her pour these things out. Let her not carry it in her mind. Good intentions. But beyond that, how else are they helping Mrs. Amarachi to deal with this situation? We Nigerians have this culture of telling people who have lost a loved one that, oh, they're in a better place, take heart, move on. God knows why he took them. God, all of those things, though well-meaning, are not very helpful at that time.
At all.
Because when a person loses a loved one, they are in a crisis of conscience. Even when they are Christians, they begin to doubt. Does God even exist?
Why did
Is
this
he
happen?
is he there? Was he there when this happened? So when you're telling them all these platitudes,
No,
God knows
that-
best.
the person
Move
right.
on. Don't cry too much. You will hurt yourself. Be strong. For all of those things don't really help.
Yeah, at all. They are not helping.
Sometimes what the person wants is just even silence. They just want you to listen
Just
to
sit
them
and keep
lament.
quiet. Yes.
Sometimes they need grief counseling. Sometimes they need even hospitalization. There are some people that will need to go and take bed, like we say, go on admission, so that they can calm down enough.
Check their BP and everything.
Yes, all of those things. We need to learn how to do these things. Okay, grief.
Grief is hard.
It's
grief. If you have not been through grief, it's hard. And you know this thing that they say that time heals all wounds.
It's not true.
I've come to find it's not true. The only thing that with time you begin to numb the pain.
Yeah,
and begin to learn to live with it. If
you didn't handle the grief well, from time to time, that grief will keep
bubbling up. Yes.
I lost my mother 36 years ago. But last year, 2025, was when I truly grieved her. 35 years after she died. I was in a class doing something else when I was asked a random question. I was just asked a random question. And I broke down into tears. I started wailing. And the instructor, who understands grief, asked everybody to just let me be. And at the end of it, he asked me a question. He said, did you ever mourn your mom? I was 8 years old when my mom died.
That's what I wanted to say. Yes, you were quite
young. So I didn't really mourn her.
Yes.
I moved on. Because, of course, I was little. I didn't really understand the gravity of it. I have cried about my mom through the years because, of course, when I got married, I cried that she was not there. When I had my first child, I cried that she could not come for Omugo. So, you would have those times. But crying is different from mourning. They are different things. With mourning comes an intentional journey to look at the situation for what it is and to make peace with it. So there are lots of people who have cried over the loss of a loved one, but have not mourned that loved one. So sometimes mourning could come with isolation. It's not even right for you to allow those people isolate.
It's true. It's dangerous.
Right? So please, the people around Mrs. Amarachi and the people around people who have lost loved ones need to take a lesson from what happened to me. To realize that even though those people may not be crying anymore about what happened,
does not mean
they may not have mourned that situation. So keep paying attention. Keep asking questions. Keep helping them. If you can get a counselor, a lot of churches have counselors. You don't need to pay. Yes, I know some of them are not professionals, but I mean, we have
how many grief counseling and
is a specialty.
Grief counseling is not holding microphone.
It's not, oh, God will do it again.
No.
It's not that.
And how many people can actually afford? I just pray that somebody will be able to pay for this woman.
No, for Mrs. Amarachi, I'm asking on the River State government. This is an appeal.
Sure.
Mrs. Amarachi Promise needs your help. She needs grief counseling. That's the first thing she needs. The second thing she needs is justice.
Yes.
Because you could hear her crying, I am here, my alarm beeps, and there are no kids to wake up for, to dress up for school. And the people that did this are in their homes enjoying. Now, if Mrs. Amarachi knows that justice is being served, that aspect of her lamentation will be taken care of.
Yes.
At least she will know she's just mourning her children. So please, River State government, do not leave Mrs. Amarachi alone. Let it not just be you giving these sound bites that we normally hear.
At the end of the day,
we are on top of the situation. We are investigating. The matter is being addressed. All these sound bites are not what she needs at this time. She needs justice. She needs action. She needs to be carried along to actually see what is being done to the people who did this. It's not as if I have bad belly against those people. But honestly, bad is bad. Some people will be like, there was a mistake now. There are certain things that, if as sad as it is, accountability. Because without
their action even after the incident.
Without accountability, not even society just dissolves to chaos. So there should be some sort of accountability. So please, when a person has lost a loved one, let's be very careful the kinds of things we say to them. Some of the things we say could aggravate their situations. If you don't know what to say, keep quiet. Silently stay beside them. When they cry, hug them, pat them. You don't need to talk. You don't need to be in
help them in little things that you feel that you can help them. Maybe cook for them, do something for them. But
so before we leave, I want to ask you a question. if you were a judge and this case was brought to you in your chambers, would you how would you react? Because I know some people will be like, they made a mistake. Now, do you want to punish them for a mistake? Would you be like that as a judge? Would you be like, oh, let me just give them a slap on the wrist?
But the law is not emotional, so the judge self will not even be emotional.
Exactly.
So,
yes. So what is your stand on this? Should this man and his girlfriend be made to face the full wrath of the law? Or should they be pardoned? After all, what has happened has happened. So where do you stand? Should they be made to face the law to the letter T? Or should they be pardoned and maybe they'll
ask them to pay.
Compensate.
How many millions can buy
Mrs. Amarachi? Tell us in the comments. We want to hear. Don't listen to Oge. Don't say because Oge said. Tell us what you think in the comments, okay? My name is Amaka Chibuzo-Obi, and this is Ogechukwu Uzonna Nzewi, and we just weighed in on one of the most heartbreaking, most devastating stories we've ever done on this show. We'll bring you yet another show in a few days' time, so please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Share this video with your friends so that they also can hear the story and get the lessons embedded. Until we come your way in the next video, stay safe, take care, and honestly, I need to say this, may Nigeria not happen to us. Amen.